Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raid's Offense. I am a day late with this video, my apologies for that. I had a pretty meh light season and wasn't really feeling up to editing yesterday. I actually ran into only 2 maps that were truly challenging and typically ended up messing up the execution on both of them, so that was unfortunate. But I'm here now, so let's go ahead and get right into these battles. So when I initially saw this first map, I thought to myself, oh cool, a flyer ball, you don't see those very often anymore. And then I saw this. Why would you do this to yourself? One of the biggest weaknesses of flyer balls like this, with a 3 melee unit front line and a 3 ranged unit back line, although I guess technically Olivia's not a ranged unit, but a lot of flyer balls have legendary Aether in this location, is that they are pretty easy to approach. So you want to be mitigating that weakness by stacking a lot of stats through goads and wards. You don't want to be making it worse by putting up a giant wall in between your units and the left-hand side of the map that will prevent you from punishing any old ranged attacker that just wants to waltz up the left-hand side and start sniping away. That is by far the biggest and most glaring weakness for this map. It's not the approach I chose to use, but it is definitely a viable strategy that anybody with half-decent raiding parties should be able to exploit. So let's just go ahead and get into my personal approach now. So I'm experimenting a little bit with different team comp setups. This slot is actually usually occupied by a Brave Ike, Brave Lucina setup, and I very rarely feel comfortable actually using that, so I decided, hey, you know what, let's just have some fun with this. I'll try slotting in Larcey here just because she's cool. And I'm going to go ahead and kick off this map by testing the heavy trap, which is real, okay, and then taking out the Aether and Foray, and repositioning legendary Celica to safety. Now, you may be wondering, wait, Lord Frigid, Larcey's got Regnal Astra, and Larcey's Edge brings it down to 1 cooldown. Why do you need Gerskogel? Well, dear viewers, the answer is Guard. Guard is this skill that is usually quite rare, but really annoying when the enemy actually has it. What Gerskogel allows me to do is have Larcey say, haha, Guard, that's cute, and then smack them in the face with Regnal Astra anyway. And let's not forget that even without the breath effect, Gerskogel is still one of the best physical support skills in the game, granting +3 to all stats when they're in range of Brave Lucina. So I'm going to go ahead and get into position here to initiate combat by having Celica take down Est, who is really the only threat to Larcey on this map. So let's take a look here. This should be a pretty easy one round, if not a one shot. Although actually, wow, looks like all that ward stacking really paid dividends, as Celica does take 2 hits to take us down. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. And before I refresh her, I am going to want to go ahead and put Larcey 1 space up. That will allow her to receive the Gentle Dream bonuses. So I can reposition Peony to safety, and then put Lucina in range to get the Gerskogel support effect to Larcey. And we see a rally from Yoon and a refresh from Olivia, and she will attack, okay, Celica, but Soul of Zofia prevents Chaos Manifest from granting Yoon an automatic follow-up, so she will go down in 2 hits, one of them being a Dragon Fang, poor Yoon. Oh, Celica adding insult to injury, telling the goddess that she should pray. I love it. So Pala should go down pretty easily to a Regnal Astra here, especially since she is out of range of all of the Goad Flyers and Ward Flyers stacks. Actually, I don't even remember if there was a Goad Flyer stack on the map. But I don't want Larcey stepping on this potentially real Bolt Trap, so I'll have Legendary Celica take out Camilla. And I know that the Heavy Trap in front of Aversa is fake, so what I will do after that is I'll just have Larcey go in and take Aversa down. And then after that, this should be a very easy cleanup with Celica able to take down Olivia to finish off the map.
I have hope.
So in keeping with maps that are almost threatening, but just not quite there, this enemy team uses 2 melee Fire Sweep Lunge Cavalry units as the Vanguard. And that would be dangerous if there wasn't this wall of structures over here that prevents the melee cavalry from actually punishing any ranged unit that just walks up the right-hand side to snipe Sigbert in air. To make it even worse, Legendary Azura has flyer formation, so the first thing she will be doing on the enemy phase is warping right to New Year's Azura and attacking whatever unit you left there as well, and probably falling to it. There is a potential complication if you break the Bright Shrine. The melee cavalry could break the breakable block between the Panic Manor and Defense Fort and get refreshed by New Year's Azura, but you could always, 1, not break the Bright Shrine, or 2, just stick a really bulky unit there, and they won't be able to KO, and the refresh power is all gone, and Churchy can't actually reach the space that your unit gets lunged to, so all's well that ends well. Well, for you at least. For this map, I'm going to go ahead and exploit the one big glaring weakness, that being the lack of coverage at all on the right-hand side of the map. So I'm just going to have my units break a bunch of structures, and then Legendary Celica will take down both Air and Sigbert to kick things off.
Let's go.
So let's take a look here. I guess I technically don't need to break the Bright Shrine. In fact, it would prevent the melee cavalry from actually reaching me at all.
Certainly.
But it's kind of a nuisance, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out anyway.
Like this?
What I'll do is I'll have Sita stand or fly, float, whatever, in front of the breakable block, so that Leg Yarn, after breaking the block, which is what I believe she'll do, won't be able to reach my squishier units. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I suppose I'll take Air down first, and then I'll have to get a refresh. I don't actually wait. Let me take a look at this map situation.
What next?
Yeah, it's definitely better if I were to smite Azura up here to provide the refresh for Celica, and I'll just have Sita sit here.
Have hope.
Now, I'm pretty certain that the sequence of events here is Azura attacks Celica, Leg Yarn breaks the block, Leg Yarn gets refreshed by New Year's Azura, and then Leg Yarn attacks my Sita. So we'll have to see how my prediction skills play out here. Obviously, even after Leg Yarn uses Lunge, there's no further threat to Sita because Churchy doesn't have the movement range to reach, and all the refresh power is gone. So I was right on the Legendary Azura attacks first count, and on the block count, and on the lunging Sita count, which I guess logically follows from the block attack. There's really no other thing for the AI to do afterwards. So this New Year's Azura doesn't have any weapon equipped, so I'm going to have a pretty easy cleanup here. I'm going to go ahead and refresh Sita and see if she can get Gale Force off on Churchy so I can end this map a turn early, but oh well, no big deal. I can have Celica take down Churchy instead, and that still puts me in position to grab the Aether Fountain on the next turn and then finish off the map.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and open up some space with Panic Manor, and I'll have, I believe, actually the quickest way to do this
Leave it to me.
would be to have Celica break this, since I know that's fake, and then Sita can take down Azura. And that is it! I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raid's Offense, despite the general lack of challenge, except for those 2 battles that I botched. I had a pretty fun time experimenting with different team setups, so I will go into Astra Season now, and hopefully that will turn out well, and at the end of it, I will have another Aether Raid's Offense video for you all to watch and hopefully enjoy. So, until then, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that anybody who pays attention to the conclusion of my Aether Raids offense videos actually thought that I was going to leave you all hanging on who Idun's new support buddy for Light Season was. This battle is really easy. I'm just going to let it run. And I don't plan on making a habit of putting a really easy battle after the conclusion of the videos. This is really just a one-off. So, congratulations to anyone who guessed Nagi, although I suppose recent Dragon Armor Pity Breaker isn't exactly a broad category. And, yeah, enjoy the show.
I will lead. Why resist? This world.
Yes. Good.
Death's caress.
I have hope. Ready. Like this?
Yeah!
I will finish what I started. Let us depart.
Yes. Yes.
What is it?
This world.
Leave it to me.